Afternoon, everybody. I'm Muriel. I'm the mayor of Washington, D.C. I'm here today at the headquarters of the Metropolitan Police Department. I'm joined by members of my public safety team, including Assistant Chief Peter Newsham and Deputy Mayor Kevin Donahue. And we will be prepared to answer your questions. I'm here today to call the public's attention to an especially vicious crime that happened here in the District of Columbia and ask for the public's assistance. We will be talking about some information, including pictures and a video that we will make available to ask for the public's help. We believe that two suspects are involved in a shooting that happened in Washington, D.C. on August the 30th, involving two adults in the 1300 block of Brentwood Road. And I think that we have made the photos available, and you will be able to see them online. You will remember that one of the victims is a 21-year-old woman named Lakira Renee Johnson. And Miss Johnson was pregnant with twins at the time of the shooting. We do not believe that Miss Johnson was the target of the shooting. We believe that she was an innocent bystander, innocent victim of a shooting carried out, we believe, in retaliation for earlier violence in that neighborhood. She was on her way to a carryout to buy a sandwich near where she lived. We will, and we have, of course, extended our condolences and our assistance to Ms. Johnson and her family, and wishing her a swift recovery. Chief Newsham and MPD Victim Services has already visited with Ms. Johnson and her family, and my staff has offered all of the assistance from the mayor's office. We regard this as a tragedy that needs everybody's focus and attention into closing this case. We know that tragedies happen, and we know that our communities respond. We have had a deadly mix in this case and others of illegal guns, an unaccountable justice system, and foolish beefs between people in neighborhoods. We are trying to find any and all solutions to these problems, including hiring more police officers to come to neighborhoods. We are hiring retired police officers, and we need the council's help with that, who have walked these beats for decades and can offer additional assistance. The public has responded to a program that is working in our security rebate program. We have installed over 1,200 security cameras and outfitted our police with body-worn cameras. And we are pushing and working very hard and collaboratively with our federal partners to keep violent repeat offenders away from our neighborhoods. It's not just a matter of criminal justice, though. There are deep-seated problems we know in communities, and we are focused on providing additional opportunities and strengthening our safety net for all Washingtonians. But when tragedy strikes, and let me repeat, that there is no more necessary or effective way to bring about justice than to find and arrest, convict, and imprison those who have no regard for human life. And we need your help to do this. As I said earlier, the photos of the suspects are displayed and will be available online. We ask for the public, anybody who knows of these individuals should call MPD right away. Anybody who has information regarding this case, call 202-727-9099. You may also text tip line by text messaging 50411. The Metropolitan Police Department currently offers an reward for anybody who can provide information on this case. Let me also ask Chief Newsham to provide additional facts.
All right, good afternoon. First of all, I want to thank the mayor for coming out and drawing specific attention to this tragic case that we're investigating. Just to give you a little bit more detail on the case, on August 30th, around 10 p.m., 5th District officers responded to the 1300 block of Brentwood Road. When they arrived on the scene, they located an adult male and an adult female, both suffering from gunshot wounds. The female, as you know, was pregnant with twins at the time of the shooting, and we believe that she was an innocent bystander who was struck. If anyone has information on these cases, obviously we ask them to give us a call. MPD is offering a $10,000 reward for information that leads to an arrest and conviction of anyone that's involved. We do have a video that's been made available on YouTube. We are certain that somebody can identify the folks, the suspects that are shown in that video. And I would hope that the community, as they have done in the past, will come forward to give us information on this particular tragedy. The other piece of information I wanted to share with you is that there was a homicide on August 29th where a 24-year-old adult male, Tony Gates, was murdered. And then there was a subsequent homicide on September 2nd where 28-year-old Lamar Parrish was murdered. The first case occurred in the 1000 block of Rhode Island. The second case occurred in the 2500 block of 14th Street. And as you know, all of these are within blocks of the 1300 block of Brentwood Road. Investigators right now believe that the three cases are related. And so it appears that in an act of retaliation, that we had an innocent bystander, a 21-year-old female, pregnant female, who was struck. And so what we're trying to do here today is draw some attention to that case, get some eyes on that video, and we're hopeful that people will get information and get it to us. So we can take any questions that you have at this time. Yeah, that's a good question. Right now, the U.S. Attorney's Office has to do some research regarding it. It all pertains to the age of the fetuses at the time.
Are you investigating it as a case of murder?
We're investigating it right now as an assault with intent to kill, and where two folks were seriously wounded. And then we will also consider the fact that you know the young lady lost her two infant children.
Do you believe that the other individual who was shot?
Okay, so where are the police? They have
It's unclear right now, but I can tell you this, and you can see it when you look at the video, and I'm sure you all will, is that somebody indiscriminately walked up on a group of people and began firing. They had no regard for human life. They had no regard for which way those bullets were traveling. And as a result, we have a 20-year-old young mother of two in the hospital who's lost her two babies.
Did Ms. Johnson know the male victim?
I really don't want to talk about that right now, but we don't believe so. We don't believe so. I'll tell you that.
Mayor,
I might not talk about it. I just told you we don't believe so. But that information can change.
Mayor, what does
Say to you about the state of people's mind. If they will randomly shoot into a crowd, there's a young pregnant woman in the middle of that crowd, and they don't know who it is they're shooting. It's disregard for you.
I think the chief said it exactly right, and you will see it also, and the public will see it in this video. That's why one of the reasons why we're here is to call people's attention to this video. And we have, over the last 18 months, really focused on getting more cameras out in the communities and footage, because we know that they have been an invaluable tool in these investigations. One way, I've said it 1,000 times, we won't tolerate this type of violence, and the best way to address a crime of violence like this is to find the people responsible and make sure that justice visits them, and that's why we're here today.
Plain clothes back out, Mayor?
I'm sorry?
Will you put the plain clothes or resume the vice squad for the people in the community?
We're talking about this investigation, and we're taking press questions now. Yes.
back to the other two crimes that you talked about, is there are there any arrests in any of those crimes? What's the status of the investigation?
All of these are three open investigations at this time, and that's why it's important that people put their eyes on this video. If they recognize anybody that's in that video, let us know, because it could potentially, obviously, it could be a suspect, but it also could be a witness that we'd want to talk to.
Have any
the
pictures?
shooters responsible in this case were the shooters in the two murders, or were they retaliating for those two murders?
It looks like it was right now, and I have to tell you that this information changes as we interview additional folks. But at this point, it looks like it was a retaliation for the initial homicide. Any other questions?
Chief, could we ask you about Chief Lanier's comments to the Washington Post about the criminal justice system being broken? Just moments ago down the street, the head of the public defender's office actually pointed the finger at the police department, saying that the police department is actually broken as well, and that there are cases where you guys lose evidence, delete videos, do not honor subpoenas. I guess we'll hear from the mayor.
You will hear from the mayor on this. And what's really important for us to say now, Mark, is that we are all responsible for public safety in Washington, D.C. And there are certainly things that I would like to change about our system. For me, I report to the residents of the District of Columbia. They see me in community meetings, they stop me on the street, and I'm going to see them at the ballot box. But we know in our system, we're unique, that the prosecutors don't report to the people. They don't report to me either. Judges and others don't. So when we talk about a system, ours is different from everybody else's. And so while it is imperfect, it is the one that we have right now, and we are going to work with all of our partners to make our city safer. I agree, and I wish that we had a more accountable system. So when people think about crimes in D.C., they want to hold their mayor accountable. They want to get answers from the mayor. Unfortunately, sometimes I have to call people that report to the president of the United States to get answers.
You would like to have an elected district attorney.
What I'm saying is I would rather have our criminal justice system be accountable to the people that pay the taxes here and are affected by crime here. Anything else? I've answered your questions. Yes. Yes.
Chief, if I understood the mayor, that you went and actually visited with the mom in the hospital. Can you talk to us about her state of mind and how she's doing?
She's upset, as you might imagine. You know, she's just having children in my life was one of the best things that ever happened to me, and I imagine others have experienced that as well. And to not be able to have those two children is devastating. I can tell you, she did have a positive outlook for the future. Very, very nice young lady. So we obviously wanted to wish her our very best.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.